Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 7th grade concept of predictions from simple experiments. This is standard 7.6H in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 6 of the 2024 released STAAR test. This is a new item type called drag and drop, and if you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. All right, so we've got drag and drop. So if I just drag some random answers here, try to move on, it will give me an error message because I haven't selected all three. So this is a 2-point problem. So if we get 2 points, that means we got all three correct. You do get partial credit on this, so if you get 1 point, that means you only got 2 out of the 3 correct. And then 0 points means you get 0 or even 1 correct. Both of those will still get you 0 points. So let's look at what we've got. We've got a school librarian surveying 80 random students here about their favorite book. We get the results, which means if we were to simply add all of these answers up, that's our experiment that they did here, and that's the data set we're working with, is they asked 80 kids, what's your favorite type of book? Now, based on the results of this table, we're going to make statements about a randomly selected student. So if you took this data set and you just randomly pulled out one kid, what is the likelihood of, and then we've got these statements here. So we've got these two statements. Let's look at them one at a time. The student is more than twice as likely to prefer blank as to prefer blank. So it's not just twice as likely, it's more than twice as likely. Well, twice as likely. Let's do this. Let's take each of these, right, and let's see if we've got doubling or halving each of these, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say 24 is, half of that is 12, and then if I were to double it, it'd be 48, right? So does this help me in any way? Well, if I'm looking down my answers here, I see this 12, right, is more than 9. So I could use that because that might mean that this is going to be twice as big. So we'll come back to that one. So that's a maybe. Let's check this one right here. Take half of that, that's 7. Double that, that's going to be 28. So the half doesn't necessarily work because it's less than that 9. So that's not going to help me. If we were to take half of that, right, we would be 7.5, and that's 30. Once again, that's still too small. Half of this is going to be 4.5. Now, those two work right there. They're both 18, but it needs to be half, more than twice as likely, not exactly twice as likely. So that's 9, and that's 36, right? So we see this relationship right here between the nonfiction and the biography, but those are equal, and I'm wanting more than twice as likely. Okay, so let's take a look at this first one. The one that I want to explore is this action with this nonfiction. All right, so let's just put action here, and then let's put nonfiction here. We'll put the numbers in there, and we'll see if that really works for us. Okay, so student is more than twice as likely to prefer action, 24, than nonfiction, 9. So what we're saying is 24 is more than twice 9. Well, what's twice 9? That's 2 times 9. That's 18. So 24 is more than 18. Okay, so that works. So action, nonfiction. Now what we're looking at here is equally likely to prefer action. 24 is equally likely as nonfiction, or, and then what that means, that's an additive relationship. 9 plus what is going to get us 24? That's 15, which means we're dealing with fantasy, which is still open. So we're going to grab the fantasy, move it down, and that's our answer.